Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our online affiliates around the world, including our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We're glad you all could join us as well. This is a very big year for our next guest. We're excited to welcome back Eric Roberson to our program. You guys know him because of the great music he's been able to give us, and he's giving us a lot to think about in 2022 around the brand of lessons. He has a new album. There's a book we're going to talk about, but also just what this project means to him. We'll get into that, as well as let you all know how to stay connected with him and all the great things he has going on. Eric, thank you so much again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. Look forward to talking with you.
Oh, same here. So I want to begin there with talking about this year. I mean, you gave us a single lessons last year, and it really kind of set the stage for now where we are in 2022. What has it been like for you to see the way that people are gravitating to this project?
It means a lot. You know, for me, art is all about the response, right? That's what makes it art, like what it creates, how it grows from there. What you actually create in art is just a seed. What the conversations, the feelings, the movement, the emotion is what it grows from it. So I've been very rewarded in the growth of it, just the conversations, the testimonies, people that have found love, lost love and found it again, or just been strengthened to look for their purpose. You know, it's been very profound and very rewarding. It's just anchored me into sharing more, being very transparent about my life and really what I'm learning. I'm by no means am I singing or speaking from a place of got it all figured out. I'm speaking from a place where I'm sharing as I'm figuring it out or sharing as I'm trying to figure it out. And I think it's been really helpful for myself as well as for others.
Yeah, definitely for others, right? I mean, I think Anthony Hamilton said it best in one of the promo videos you guys did, Eric, where he was talking about anyone that starts a song off with God, you know they're doing something different, and you're doing something bold. And I think that's what is so great about this project because we do get a glimpse of you, but we also, I think, get a mirror image of ourselves, too. There's another post that you had made just a few days ago in a great way. I love the branding, and that was of the mug that said, live between your lessons and your dreams. I want to talk about that for you. When this all began, Eric, could you have imagined that your dreams would take you here?
Not at all. I never even thought about singing this long or having this long a career. I'm 48 years old. I probably never even thought of that, right? But, you know, the blessing of it all is that I've been fortunate that my dreams have come true. And I've watched a lot of people around me, their dreams come true as well. And I think a large part of that is that you do have to share it. You do have to share what you're going after, share. And I think you set sights on it. So, like, live between your dream and your lessons is that not every dream is going to work out or come exactly as you expected. Dreams are reachable, but they're going to be adjusted. And the adjustment is where the learning lessons come from, you know. So for me to have my dreams come true, I had to go through a lot of heartache, a lot of disappointment. But all of it was well worth it to get to where I needed to be at. And the understanding, I think I'm better for every aspect of it. So I'm definitely living my dreams, but I'm also living the lessons as well that come from chasing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what I try to encourage everybody to do.
And I think that is the big thing here for sure. And part of this is in knowing that you have something to say. Talk to us about that, Eric. We didn't discuss that last time that you were on with us. I mean, I think for all of us, we all have a gift. We all have a talent. We all have a voice. When did you realize that you had something that you had to say and that you believe people would listen to?
I don't know when exactly. That's a great question. I've always been in love with the art of combining words. I was writing poetry. As soon as a teacher taught me how to write a sentence, I was writing poetry, you know, and I just love it. Now, my whole family comes from preachers. My granddad was a preacher. My dad's a deacon, but he might as well be a preacher. He preached more than all of them, you know, and all my uncles are, you know, are either deacons or pastors as well. So I think there's a level of ministry in there. And to me, ministry doesn't always have to be like, oh, I'm ministering to a church. but just spreading the good news, or just sewing into somebody, or just trying to tell a story. I think realizing that it was actually impactful to somebody came way later for me, that I even realized it. What I would tell you is that I heard a commission song when I was a little kid, and I remember saying, whatever that is, I want to do that. And what the song was doing, it was penetrating my heart. You know, it was moving my emotions, and I didn't know music and a song could do that. So I did set my dream to be able to do that one day, and I'm very thankful when anyone says that a song of mine is the soundtrack of their relationship, or even something, as beautiful as my son has autism and he calms down when he hears your music. You know, like that's the biggest reward you could possibly have. You know.
Yeah.
And I'll say, I always tell everybody, the true gift is not the fact that you can sing, at least for me, or that I can play an instrument. The true gift is that I have a thought in my head and I can figure out how to put it to verse, so that someone else can hear it and they go, oh my God, that's how I've been feeling. Like, you know, I didn't know how to say it, but that's right there is how I've been feeling. That's the gift out of all this, that you can kind of spread that word that kind of brings comfort to someone else.
Yeah, and you've been able to do that in such a masterful way. You know, I think for our audience, especially on the radio side, I mean, when I had a chance to speak with you before Eric, of course, it was when, actually last year when Kenny Lattimore released his project with Lose You. And the two of you, I can see why you guys are brothers, right? Because both of you have been able to write these lyrics, sing these lyrics that we as guys sometimes find very difficult to say or to find the words for, and that we need to say and that the ladies want to hear. So I want to talk about that gift that you've given us guys, and to the ladies too, but especially us guys, in making it okay for us to, one, be vulnerable, but also to really show the importance of communication. What has that been like for you to hear from the guys about what you've done in that level?
Well, I've learned a lot from Kenny, first of all. He's a phenomenal artist, and it's a great friend in general, you know. And I think one thing that Kenny and I have in common, and I guess I'm thankful for it, is that if it shows up in our heart, we just say it, you know. Yeah. And I will tell you this, I mean, you know, as men, we're hesitant. Like even after a show, you know, a woman will come up to me and go, "Can you sign this?" I go, "Okay, yeah. Who do you want to sign it to?" "You can sign it to Raheem." And I'm like, "Who's Raheem?" "That's my boyfriend. He didn't want to come over. He'll be standing at the bar." He'll be trying to give it a nudge. I'm like, "Well, why? You're a big fan. Why he just come over?" Okay, but it's like for some reason, "Nah, man, you'll get that sign for me." You know, it's like we want to hold up this tough persona. But Bill Withers said it best. He said, "There's no difference." He said, "The only difference between a male song and a female song is the ego." He said, "That's the only thing." And we want the same thing. We want love. We all get hurt. You know, we want to find that partner. We all want the same thing in all honesty, but sometimes our ego doesn't let us say it, you know. Yeah. And I think, you know, my wife, we've been together for a long time, but when we met, one of the first things that she said was, "I didn't know a man could feel that way. I didn't know a man could talk that way." And it was an awakening for me. I didn't understand, like, you know, because I didn't know I was talking any different than anyone else. And mind you, I was also talking I had just got over a breakup, so she had met me in a pretty bad period. But the fact that I was very open about how hurt I was and how disappointed I was, she never even heard a man speak from that area. And I think me and Kenny, you know, I think when we're down, we write about it. When we're up, we write about it. When we're hurt, we write about it. When we're in love, we write about it. And I think, why not be transparent, you know, and share? Because you're right. There's a brother out here who feels that way but won't share it. But when he hears a song, he can relate to it, and that's helpful.
Yeah. And I think, too, just to pull that thread a little bit more, Eric, and what I've heard over the years on the show, a lot of times we don't know that it's okay, you know, because of what we've been shown, or, you know what I'm saying, and that kind of thing. And I think what you've been able to do in music is to give that permission and knowing what can come on the other side of it.
Whew, man, I never heard it that way, but you're right. And it's crazy because we have to give ourselves permission. Golly, man, I appreciate that. That's crazy. Yeah. You done gave me a whole nother song. I'm gonna have a whole new album out called Permission. But you're absolutely right.
But it is so true.
Who are you trying to get permission from? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's the whole thing. It's like, so when you hear songs like what's on this project with Lessons, it's like, wow, it's okay for me to let this be known, because a lot of times what we want is on the other side of that permission, right? You know?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing really is you're giving yourself permission to open your heart. And when you open your heart, you open your perspective. And when you open your perspective, you see more. And then when you see more, you're able to receive what's really meant for you. Goodness gracious, you're giving yourself permission to receive your purpose. That's really, man, I appreciate that. That's. I
appreciate you. I appreciate you because you make it, and that's why I'm saying it's so great that you're able to get, and that's why I noticed even in prepping for this segment with you, Eric, the men and the women are both talking about that in this song, in this album, about the albums that got this on repeat, because it's like, wow, I was thinking that, but I can actually say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We have the one and only Eric Roberson joining us today. We're talking to Eric not only about his project Lessons. So that leads us to the last thing here, Eric, and that is the book. I mean, have you let that sink in yet? Eric Roberson, the author?
What I would tell you, no, I have not. But I guess, in some form or fashion, I always looked at myself as an author in some way, just in different types of verse, right? So I pride myself on being a writer, and I am just sharing my thoughts. The crazy part of all this was this year I didn't have a plan to release a book. This year, I didn't have a plan to release an album, nor was I going to release this book. I had a whole another book written to release this year, and it's called Beautifully All Over the Place. And it's just crazy that, this song Lessons would just make us pivot and go to all this, and then created a whole another book as well. So it's been beautiful, man. I think there's more books to come. Of course, there's more albums to come as well. So there's more writing as well.
Yeah. And that's the great thing. We definitely want our audience to be able to get the album as well as an autographed copy of the book. You can get it by going to Eric's website, which is ericrobersonmusic.com. Again, that's ericrobersonmusic.com. We'll make sure for our online audience to link that up for you guys. It's Lessons, 100 Thoughts on Love, Life and Love is the actual book. You guys can be able to get it there. So one of the things you're doing, Eric, is you're out there meeting your fans. That has to feel good after the past couple of years that we have had. What has it been like for you to be back and feeling that energy?
It's been euphoric. It's been refreshing. It's almost like hitting the reset button. I'm always kind of working to appreciate the opportunities. Traveling and touring can be pretty heavy and hectic. But right now I feel like a kid in a candy store. I feel like I'm getting on stage for the first time. And I feel like the audience is feeling that too. So it's been nothing but love, man. We've had 2 years of not being on the road and not getting on stages and be able to feel the actual physical energy that may shift in the room when you're performing. So it's been great, man. And I'm really hoping that things stay clearing up even more so we can get back to how things really were in the beginning,
There you go. Well, I know our audience is looking forward to that. Eric, I have definitely enjoyed this conversation. Shout out to Raphael, of course, for setting this up for us. Thank you so much again for the time. Again, everyone, the project is out now, of course. It's called Lessons. You have the book that's out there as well for you guys to be able to get through his website. Make sure you guys are also staying connected. He's really active on Instagram, so you guys can find him there at ERRO44, and we'll link it up for you guys as well there to make it easy for you. And Eric, man, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime, man.
Oh, I so appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for that whole permission idea. I promise you, I'm going to get to writing soon about that. So,
all right,
thank
man.
you. Always good talking with you.
Oh, same here, man. Same here. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's go make today amazing. Take care.